I graduated 2 years ago. And when I was in school, I was in art school here. Yes, there is an art school in NTU. But not everyone from the art school, you know, like, if you go to an art school, you think, oh, he's going to be an artist. But it wasn't the case for NTU. Most of the graduates here end up getting a non-artistic kind of route. They become like a designer or something skill-based. So I wasn't any different. I was on track to becoming a programmer, a game programmer in an art school. So how that happened, right, was because of this picture. So in NTU, I'm very glad that I had a lot of free time in NTU. Despite what you think, what art students will say, oh, they got so many projects, oh, this, oh, that. But actually, the truth is that we have tons of fun. There was a lot of free time, so I did this work when I was in year 1 outside of school. So this was in collaboration with a magazine called Campus. It's not part of affiliated with any school. The name is actually called Campus. And they had a centerfold page in the magazine. And they asked me, hey, Eugene, you're a photographer, right? Then I'm like, yep. Do you want to fill it up with your work? So at that time, freshman year, I had this attitude of opening my doors to opportunity. I said yes to everything. I said yes. Then I looked through my portfolio of photography works. I wasn't impressed with myself. It was all like pictures of the shadow of the lamppost on the floor. I thought I was so deep. But that could not go onto the centerfold. So I decided that I wanted to do something epic, like The Last Supper. What's more epic than The Last Supper, right? So this is a picture of it, top and bottom. Thank you. And this was shot at Maxwell Hawker Center with the actual hawkers. And it was impossible to get all of them down at the same time, so I shot them all separately. And then later on, I had a headache photoshopping all of them together. So after this, right, I went on to choose my major to become a computer programmer. I put this on the web. It was online for 2 years. I forgot about it. Nobody cared about it. Then suddenly, it went viral. Like, I was happily in my programming stage, making games and having fun already. Then suddenly, it goes viral on Facebook. So that's how I accidentally became an artist. It was because of a stroke of luck, accidents. So galleries were contacting me saying, hey, let's do a show. When are you free? Can we have coffee? Then, right, little did they know that this was a one-off thing. This was the only one. So the programmer had to do more. Once again, becoming an artist. So I want to always outdo myself. So I went around Googling the most famous paintings, and I came across this one. This one has plenty more people, and I really like it too. So, and later on, I was kicking myself through the whole process because I chose this location. This location had no one. Unlike the previous one, I could just go there and say, hey, you, come and be in my picture. This one, there's monkeys, and there's a random jogger or two. So I had to gather up my friends. To come down. So I positioned them, saying, okay, you can be number 1. You come down and be in my picture, please. So, and it's very hard to get there. There's no bus. So at that time, I had a small car, so I would chauffeur them around. And then after 6 months, I had plenty more people. Through the whole process, I was editing and putting them in and thinking, maybe this person's clothes were not right, then I would reshoot again. I shoot everybody in many different places, and in the end, I got this picture. Thank you. So I did plenty more after this. Then when I was asked to do this talk, I thought about why I do the things I do. Then this quote came to mind. This quote came to, if something is said about you, prove it right. Like whether it's bad or good. Prove it right. It seems counterintuitive. Like if someone says something bad about you, you prove it right. What does that mean? And this wasn't like some grand old wizard telling me or passing on wisdom to me, like, oh, this is the quote. I heard it, I eavesdropped it from a friend who was telling another friend, and I was just eavesdropping. So I heard this from him, and he doesn't even know that he told me, but I got... So be careful at the kopitiam next time. Whatever you say, you might be changing the lives of the guy in the next table. So let me explain what this quote means and what I got from it. So if someone calls you fat, and you don't like it, you can do what Meghan Trainor did. She knows she's fat. So, and she made a song about her being fat. And now no one laughs at her already. So, coming back to my roots, right? You can also, it is an option. You don't have to prove everyone right all the time. There are other options like you can do it the Singapore way. Someone says something about you, you sue them in court. You crush them with your money. Yeah, owning it. But since I don't have a lot of money, I can't bring people to court. People say, hey, this Eugene, he's crazy. Well ahead of you guys, man. I made this picture in my bedroom. My ex-girlfriend shot it for me. So, and that is my actual butt. You can imagine the scene in the bedroom. She goes, I bring her to the bedroom, and then I start taking off my clothes. Then she's like, oh, why is there a camera here? Why are you getting naked? Are we shooting a porno? Which is illegal, by the way. I'm very proud to say that this picture was hanging at the National Museum. Thank you. So, my butt was hanging at the National Museum. Who can say that? Who can say that? So, that quote, actually, right, what it boils down to, right, is being, as cheesy as it sounds, it is being true to yourself and owning your identity. So, I looked at myself and, hey, what am I? What is something that I can't change about myself? So, the basic thing is that I'm a dude. I'm from Singapore. So that's where my website came. DUDE.SG is my website, guys. You can go check it out. And I'm wearing a dude shirt. Let me catch my breath. So when I bought this site, right, I was very surprised. Like, hey, such a valuable website, right? Then nobody bought it. So I went to check out all the other single-worded domains that were available. There were plenty. Good.SG, la.SG, and what I did with them, I bought them all. Nobody wanted them, right? When I asked around, right, they said that, oh, because .SG, nobody wants .SG. You are not proud of your roots. So what I did with them, I put them all on webart.sg, and I let anybody adopt them for free and do whatever they want. So at the end of the year, I had 20 artists who did wacky stuff with them, and I promised them a show. And so because I already had one foot in the art world, I started having connections, and I went around galleries. Hey, I have this cool project. Do you want to show it? Then they were saying, hey, this is a cool project, but they can't sell a website. So, and they are galleries, right? They're commercial galleries. They need to make money. So I decided, hey, I'll look back at my own roots. I'm a programmer, I realized, again. Not just an artist. And then, hey, why don't I make my own virtual gallery? And I have gallery.SG also. So I made my own virtual gallery. I rented a server. I did all the coding because I wanted to recreate the whole gallery visiting experience, including the social bit, where you go in and then you can still talk to people and look at the artwork. This was a screenshot taken during the opening. Then after this, the gallery was pretty much dead already. but that's okay. I did it. So at the same time, right, being an art student, I'm always looking for new perspectives. So there was this one time in London, Tate Modern, there was a show called Fresh Perspectives or New Perspectives. I can't remember. Then I went in, I saw bizarre artworks. They were good, but it wasn't quite my idea of what a new perspective was. So I imagined a more literal, like I would look at myself from a different angle. So what I did in response to that, I made my own artwork, which is this one, where I give people, I don't give them, I lend them a pair of goggles. They're really expensive. They're like 600 each. And then I lend them, and then what they see, they put it on, what they see through the goggles is a live CCTV view of themselves. So it's a third-person view, an out-of-body experience. And this project was in Amsterdam last month. Yeah. So I just came back from there. The thing about Amsterdam is they legalized marijuana. And so I got a real different response from exhibiting it in Singapore. They put it on, and then they said, whoa, dude, I'm tripping out. This is just like my high from smoking weed. Then I am over there like, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't talk to me, you evil person. Because in Singapore, we have this law that even outside of Singapore, Singapore citizens cannot try anything like weed or drugs or anything, even outside of Singapore. So I do not know what he's talking about. No clue. So after talking about all these projects that I do, right, these are all black hole projects. They're fascinating. You put in your time, you put in your energy. They don't make any money. So how do you survive? This is when it gets worse. You know, being an artist, doing all those sorts of nonsense, the Supreme Court calls me up one day and says, hello, is this Eugene Soh? We're calling from the Supreme Court. Naturally, I lost my shit. Oh boy, end of the line, Eugene. That's it, you going to jail. But they said, no, hey, relax, chill out. We saw gallery.SG that you did in the newspaper, it was in the papers. And we want you to do a virtual gallery for our old Supreme Court, the building that is going to be the National Gallery. And the thing about it was they wanted it to be on the phone. At that time, I have not done a mobile app yet. I haven't published a mobile app yet. But being a confident programmer, I said, okay. And I did it. This is a screenshot. Old Supreme Court, you search it on your Android or your Apple, you can find it and you can play with it. It's my first mobile app. There's more screenshots. And the special thing about this, right, is it was out on the TV also, in the news, and this is what they called me. An artist and programmer. And this really means a lot to me because being an artist, most of the time they just call me, oh, he's a photographer, he's an artist, but they don't realize that I actually do something else. Most people, they want to put you in a box, but you are usually this and something else. And when they called me these two things, I felt alive. It's like, wow, someone recognizes me as two things. That's amazing. So, what's next? I'm still trying to live the young and invincible Eugene Soh, and still saying yes to almost everything. And what's next is my next solo show in February that I said yes to. Thank you very much.